And next up on Podcast Central, Vaush and friends discuss whether pedophilia is really just a sexuality.
Oh, jackpot!
Could Ethan Klein be on his redemption arc? Probably not. But I do want to start off by saying, since I don't consume Ethan Klein's content, I've seen a video from him in some time. It looks like he's getting very healthy, and I'm happy for him. Just because you disagree with someone's opinions, that doesn't mean you can't wish the best for them. And as somebody who, was a big fan of H3 content back in the 2016 era, I still have a special, very small spot in my heart for him to get healthy and be successful. So it's really happy to see him. I want to start off by being positive. Now, there are many things that Ethan Klein has said that are heinous, obviously about that the NRA convention and all these he said a lot of stupid stuff. But he seems to have revealed a more darker, sinister kind of part of YouTube community, YouTubers. In particular, one individual named Vaush, who most people don't care about anymore. He was relevant for like a microsecond 5 years ago, and I'm not even sure anybody watches his content anymore, but a lot of people know who he is. And that's really the fate for all YouTubers, including me. At some point, there'll be more hate channels than actual viewers from my channel too, of course. But Vaush treats his life basically like high school debate, where he debates anything and everything and will take unpopular positions because, I don't know, he thinks it's entertaining. One of those particular positions that he's taken over the years has been in favor of, failing to see any problem whatsoever with people consuming CP, those particular videos. Ever since I heard that position of his, I've never really cared. Literally, basically negates everything that he's ever said. Somewhat recently now, he accidentally revealed his folder of spicy videos. Now, I am not going to make fun of people for enjoying, those type of, sometimes you just got to get the poison out. I'm not one of those, ban all prawn type of people. I do think that just about everything should be done, in moderation. So I'm not even judging him for jerking off. Don't care about that. What the interesting revelation is that he had a lot of animated children videos. Now, this is the type of videos that will often use the loophole that many of you may have known, where the character is drawn obviously young, right? To people who are consuming it, they know the character's young. They're drawn young. The loophole is that they're supposedly like a 400-year-old vampire, but they look like they're 12, right? And then they are in these type of adult type of situations. Essentially, it's viewed by many people as CP with extra steps, like as a way to, as a way to, I don't know, normalize it, right? I don't have a strong opinion of it because it's still drawn characters. It's not real people. But I do think if you're consuming that kind of stuff, that's weird. Okay. Now, this individual who revealed that folder on stream tried to downplay it and say, oh, I thought they were just goblins or something of that nature. It's I don't know. And then revealed that he wants to be a horse who mounts women. This is a big-brained socialist streamer. Again, it's very weird. It's all very weird to me. However, the reactions, which I am generally far more interested in, are bizarre. There are individuals, in the commentary community who are dying on this hill, which is bizarre. Not exactly what I would expect people to be worried about. And so Ethan Klein has taken it upon himself to reveal some of the things about this individual, Vaush, and he did a live stream dressed up as a horse with a barn back screen, which I think is hilarious. You know, Vaush has not reacted well to this. There are many leftists he is pissing off. We expected better from you. You're a disappointment, a hypocrite. What you've done is gross. All of these leftists are whinging and crying because Ethan Klein is making fun of a guy who likes videos of, you know, young-looking girls who's, again, the loophole is they're some sort of 400-year-old vampire. He likes to please himself to that. So all the lefties are turning against him. So Ethan Klein posts this. Who the F are these people riding, pun intended, for spicy drawings of a horse, being with a child? Am I losing my mind? Here you have somebody named Tipster. He is he has tried to make his way on YouTube for a very, very, very long time. He's tried just about every aspect. He started out as like an anti-SJW guy. Now he's a far leftist. It's the same thing that guys like Review Tech USA do. They try to grasp on any possible way to get an audience because they don't actually have their own opinions. They're just so desperate for people to view them that they'll say whatever just to get people to watch them. So he has now started courting the far left, in which this other YouTuber tweeted, genuinely disappointed seeing what H3 Productions did to Vaush earlier tonight. You'd think after everything Hassan's community as well as others in the past have done to misrepresent Ethan, he wouldn't be so quick to do the same to others. Yet here we are. He's even using the same out-of-context clips alt-writers have used to defame Vaush time and time again. Whatever this was intended to be, one thing is for sure. This was not the move and was extremely bad faith. Vaush himself has said that his fantasies are aligned with this. Now, this is Clara Sorinetti, also known as Keffels, also known as someone who used a GoFundMe and raised $100,000 and ran away to a different country. I'm disappointed in H3. You had me on your show and called me a hero for fighting against far-right stalking forum that made multiple people end their lives. She's talking about Kiwi Farms, no evidence of that. Now you're using out-of-context clips from the same website to attack people. The whole out-of-context clips defense, it is a thing, right? But what started this is Vaush accidentally opening a folder.
You can see this is an example of the kind of structure that I'm referring to. Well, you can see this.
I'm not going to zoom in on anything, but it's his folder of, stuff. Right? His folder of, very degenerate videos. Stuff that Cenk Uygur would probably like. Now, there are many things you can say about Vaush that don't require them to be out of context. How about this?
I'll make it clear. You can write
this is in context, okay? Again, in context.
this down. I want to fuck a woman as a horse. None of this is a secret. To be clear, many jokes have been made about this, but I stand by it. My moral principles are rock solid. My feet are firmly planted in the ground. I've got my boots up. They're planted firmly. You cannot move me from my position. This isn't a secret. Let's talk to a therapist. Well, why do you want to be the horse, Vaush? Because then I'd have a giant dick. Okay, couldn't you have a big dick the other way? Well, yeah, I could. I could have a big dick hypothetically in any variety of scenarios, but then it wouldn't really be a horse dick. Well, you could be a human with a horse dick. Yes, but then I wouldn't have that powerful stallion energy.
What do you mean out of context? You see these tweets? He only leaked the folder of cartoon children performing acts on horses. It's not like he wants to bang kids. Surely he wouldn't brag about wanting to bang women as a horse in his very first stream after the leak, right? Right? But he did.
8 inches. Bro, you are a vile freak.
These are old DMs from 2018 where Vaush says, and I'm not even going to repeat it because it just gets clipped. You know, there is, what's wild is, you know, this other content creator, which is far less, you know, notable, has decided to completely die on this hill. It's very weird. I imagine dying on the hill of, you know, content that most people consider to be CP. Now, I will actually listen to the argument that I actually will listen to the argument that you can make. Oh, it's a vampire, blah 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 blah. Okay, but if you're jerking off to it, you probably want to do that to kids.
And I know there's a lot of people who are going to disagree with my position on this. That's fine. Not everybody has to agree with me. If I legitimately thought that Vaush was advocating for things that would potentially bring harm to children, I would not be defending him here. I would not be defending him if I thought he actually believed in, you know, arguments in favor of child pornography. I would not be defending.
But he does. He has legitimately said he has never heard a moral argument against people watching it. Is that, do I need to bring up the clip? It's like people are like, oh, this guy's a nice guy. Okay. I mean, I'll bring up the clip. Here, was this it?
I was searching around the internet.
Wait, no, that's someone else. Trying to see here. Here. Okay. You tell me what you think he means here.
Like zoophile, like drawn stuff, it should be 100% legal. In fact, and this is going to be a real hot take, I have yet to hear a convincing moral or legal argument as to why possession of child pornography should be illegal.
That's the same guy. What these people that are lining up to defend him act like he hasn't said these things in full context. In the full, like, unironic context, this is what he says on stream to his child audience. Here are Vaush's DMs. Would you like to call in on Monday? I know the podcast guys had DM'd you, but I thought I'd message you directly. They just sent me the DMs. I understand where you're coming from. It's pretty heated. Although I genuinely don't know or how my comments were bad faith. I think this is Ethan Klein sharing these. I'd personally be interested in that convo and do promise to keep it good faith and give you space to talk. To which Vaush replies, heated implies mutual aggression. It's just character assassination. It would be from your end of things, as if someone like Keemstar constructed a massive clip show out of every bad thing you had ever done, real or imagined, pulled exclusively from people who hate you, the whole time pretending he'd unearthed this massive closet packed full of skeletons, when in reality, most of what he's waffling about is either imagined or long addressed. To which Ethan replies, I have no reason to go after your character. To which he replied, you call my audience PDF files. You call people defending me that. It's ridiculous. Pure ham content. Mill drama alert, stop. Bro, don't act above any of that behavior. You do it routinely. You can't high road me. Apparently, though I don't see this myself, you condescended to me for thinking that we're on good terms. You can't blame me for that misconception. All the previous interaction we have positive. But yeah, generally when a dad finds out that he's friends with somebody who watches this kind of stuff, they have a certain reaction. I'll hear I'll hear your argument on why you think these drawings don't have any, negative byproducts or whatever. But when you're talking about somebody with a long history of justifying this type of content and acting like it's at the very minimum not a gateway, I have a hard time wanting to hear anything else you have to say. You know, like, I just don't know. I mean, I'm not going to show you what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Like, that's how bad it is. Mudar, we should all just agree that this is filthy and anyone defending it should be seriously investigated. Yeah. It's like these people who want to debate everything, they forget that maybe we don't want to debate some things. Some things aren't up for debate, like CP.
Him if I actually believed he was in favor of sexual relations.
I mean, what? There's mountains of evidence that at the very minimum, this guy is, morally questionable. What's almost more concerning is how many people are defending him, whether it's this individual named Tipster. There's this trans person who got $100 million GoFundMe because people were mean to them on the internet. And I mean, some things just aren't up for debate. If you are into beating your meat to pictures of kids, there's a word for that. So I'm glad Ethan Klein sacked up and called it out. But I'll be curious to hear what your comments are in the comment section down below. That's for sure.